Oil investments.
Oil keeps going up as the Russia conflict escalates. Get in on the next major oil boom now and help the U.S. with your patriotic investment that can potentially pay you monthly income for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy.
Hey, Mark, remember, you take over at 1.
The U.S. government needs your investment in oil and is allowing you to write off nearly 100% of your investment in the first year. Goldman Sachs is projecting oil to go up to $100 a barrel. Call 800-287-6691. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 800-287-6691. You'll be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 800-287.
Good grief. Why did I get up today?
We are getting another snapshot of why prices for consumer goods keep soaring.
Oh, yeah. I live for it.
Before they get to the consumer, surged more than 11% in June compared to the same month a year ago.
Hopefully Ryan will hook me up this afternoon and bring more, since I'm eating all of mine now.
9% compared with a year earlier. Increasing costs seem to have
actually
easing up on hiring. Weekly jobless claims increased to 244,000, the highest since November.
ABC's Aaron Petersky. President Biden is wrapping up a series of meetings in Israel focused on reaffirming relations and goals to make sure Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. Heads to Saudi Arabia tomorrow. Brittany Griner back in a Russian courtroom today for her trial. The WNBA star is charged with carrying hashish oil in her luggage while trying to leave a Moscow airport in February. The U.S. says she's wrongfully detained and officials are working to secure her release. This is ABC News. Embattled actor Kevin Spacey was in court today answering sexual assault charges.
In a London court, actor Kevin Spacey pleading not guilty after being charged with sexually assaulting 3 men more than a decade ago. Spacey clearly said not guilty as he denied 5 charges during the hearing. Judge Mark Wall set a date of June 6, 2023 for the trial to start. And Patera, ABC News, at the 4 in depth.
Ukrainian officials say 21 people were killed and more than 100 injured in a Russian missile strike in central Ukraine. Ukrainian President Zelensky accusing Russia of deliberately targeting civilians in the attack on an office building in the city of Vinnytsia.
Hi, is this John? I'm sorry, is this Henry? Okay, hang on for me 1 second, okay? Just hang on for me. This is Kelly from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show. Hang on.
We need to have a reawakening.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show. How can I help you?
Phil Lipoff, ABC News.
At CDW, we get the challenge of managing data across...
This is the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show?
Everywhere. In the cloud, on servers. I just found some data under my couch cushion.
Well, wherever it lives, CDW experts can streamline your data across hybrid cloud environments and unlock your cloud's full potential with NetApp Cloud Services.
That's great. Ow.
You okay?
Yeah, I just stepped on some data.
IT orchestration by...
Oh, Chantel? Is this Chantel?
Find out more at CDW.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me go ahead and put your info down so I can get you in the queue, and Tom and Mark will ask you some questions and guide you in the right direction, okay? So, yeah, absolutely. Just hang on for me. Hi, Henry? Henry? Hi, sorry about that. I had another call. This is Kelly from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show. And I received, so apparently you sent in a DocuSign link, but I don't actually have the Richmond contract. What I need is the actual, is there a way that you can email me a PDF of the Richmond contract so we can get you some help?
Douglas County has to own up.
Okay. You got it.
That they are more of an urban county. They're not rural anymore. They have rural parts, but...
All right, let me see if I got it. Hang on, let me refresh my email.
They're going to have to deal with it.
Kaufman says he hopes they can come to an agreement with Devco
but there won't be an agreement if Douglas County doesn't develop some kind of services
All right.
to help the homeless there. A restaurant owned by Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert
All right.
has closed.
All right, let me see if
Forced to shut down after Boebert's landlord decided not to renew the lease. The restaurant was known for its gun-toting waitresses. Shooter's Grill is in the western Colorado.
Yeah, it just keeps saying your session has timed out. You keep sending the link. I actually need the file.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're the real deal, man.
Are you actually attaching the PDF file?
I was just in their lab in Golden not even a week ago. They do it seed to sale, man. They literally grow it, they control it, they extract it, they create the cream, the pills, the jellies, whatever you're buying.
Yeah, you
and then they package it, they ship it, literally
file,
seed to
not
sale.
as a link.
Pretty cool.
So I just kind
The
of
link is not going to work.
I would
Here's my issue with
I would personally call them and tell them exactly, and then they'll tell you what product. But make sure
Yeah,
you
but
put
you have to attach it as a
Tom in the
file,
promo
not,
code.
not
Just
the
put
link.
Tom's
You
name
keep
and what-
sending
Just
the
TOM.
link, and when I click on the link, all it says is the session has been timed out because it's a DocuSign. So you actually have to have the file attached to the email. Does that make sense? Yeah.
You're able to lock your rate for up to 120 days when you book with my friends at American Financing. So you're getting peace of mind as you search for the perfect home. And you don't miss out on the deal best deal once you're ready to make an offer, but it doesn't really end there. They also provide a no-pressure, no-obligation lending experience.
Right.
Everything from custom loans to fast closing and everything in between. They really can do everything. And that includes connecting you with a realtor, making them a one-stop shop for all
All right,
of
hang
your
on.
homeowners.
Here we go. Ah, got it. Okay, it just literally came through. All right, I got the PDF. Cool beans. All right, so what is going on with your Richmond contract? Richmond sucks, by the way. I own a Richmond home, and they suck. So,
Tell it like it is.
30 seconds, guys.
630KHOW is now
Yeah.
available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station from anywhere.
Online
at khow.com. Now, your chance to win $1,000. Gas money. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now at khow.com.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. And we talked a little bit about some of the stuff going on in research. And I'm telling you that it is remarkable what the CBD oil has been found to do when it comes to the coronavirus or COVID. And they've actually done research on it. You can find out more. Now, they're not saying it's a substitute for anything, okay? They're not saying it's a substitute for a vaccine, but it's certainly what it does is it enhances your immune system to a point where it actually wards off the virus, especially helping people with long COVID. And you really need to find out more about it because it's wonderful. And that's the oils. So you can get 40% off your entire purchase. And if you go to Panacea Life Sciences, the website, I believe it's let me get it for sure. You can read all about the research. I believe they have it on there. If not, we can find out from them where to get it. But it's a PanaceaLife.com, and really RealCBDThatWorks.com brings you there too. RealCBDThatWorks.com. And you get 40% off until the 20th, midnight on the 20th. You'll get 40% off by using SUMMER22 as the promo code. That's all caps, SUMMER22. All right. welcome to the show. Let's go to the phones and figure out what we can do for you, okay? Now, the very next person right here, we have Kurt Rogers with us, of course. We've been talking about affordable interest mortgages product called theliquidloan.com. It's remarkable, the Liquid Loan. Now, Luke, you have a question about a modeling agency for your older daughter. Unfortunately, most modeling agency come-ons are scams, but there are some legit
They are
ones.
scams, and I appreciate you taking my call.
What's going on?
Back in the day, your daughter and my daughter were both represented by a company called Marbles, which was actually one of the more reputable modeling
they
firms.
absolutely were when she was a baby. That's right. And so what's going on now?
Well, both our kids did Marbles and, made money for school, and it worked out really nicely. Well, my daughter's older. She thinks she wants to become a model. However, like you say, that it's always been littered with scams and people who really take advantage of.
How old is your daughter now?
She's 17.
Okay, so right along with mine. Okay, so so what has she done so far?
She's done nothing. Basically, back in the day, people were required to submit a portfolio, and I'm assuming that's done digitally these days. There's a lot I don't know. I worked in the business myself.
First of all, here's the thing, Luke, and even legit agencies will do this. See, here's the problem with scam agencies. They operate a lot like legit agencies in the beginning, okay? Here's the difference. They both will say this. You need a professional layout, a one-sheet. First of all, a headshot. They're going to talk to her, and they might look at a headshot. And frankly, there are some people they're just going to pass on. But if they say, yeah, we see some potential here, they may offer to do headshots and a one-sheet for her and all of that. And yes, you have to pay for it. Then this is where the legit agencies shine. You pay them. They're not doing it free. You've heard this, oh, you're so wonderful, we're going to take. Now, if you do get a sponsor right off the bat, that means you're extraordinary, and that does happen. So, the good news about today's modeling industry is that now you can be overweight because there's a market for that. You can be underweight, you can be medium weight, you can be tall, you can be short, mostly tall though, and even with heavy, and you can be any ethnicity. In fact, they revel in that. They love that, which is nice because in the day there was one type only that could be a model, and it has expanded quite a bit. And they're more accepting of body types. I don't know. I think they are reacting to the world, basically, and a reflection of their market. My God, when you looked in the past, you looked at Abercrombie and Finch, nobody looked like that. I mean, and I don't know if you wanted to, but here's the deal. When you get a legit agency, they'll say, yeah, they will recommend photographers or people like that to do your workup. Each agency has a different set of workups they want. Headshots, maybe one headshot. They want maybe a one sheet. They want just some basic stuff. Then you may have to go to classes to learn how to be a model. In other words, how do you pose? How do you lose an expression on your face when they don't want one? Everyone thinks you got to smile or pout. There's so many looks in between. I mean, you have to be directable. Like, look happy, look angry, look thoughtful, look pensive. And it's very dramatic, you have to kind of be an actor for stills. Well, not just stills. I mean, there's video involved. So there are classes here, but the rip-off agencies overcharge for everything and they don't have any leads. The good agencies charge for everything, and they do have leads. Okay, that's all I can tell you. And there's just legit and illegitimate studios all over. You got to pick the right ones. And the only way you can do that is by references of people who have actually worked and did it, and they've done it. People in the business. Where did you go? What agencies did you use? So I
Okay,
would.
With that last question in mind, do you have any recommendations?
Well, I don't know who's still available because, as you said, I remember Marbles, but then Donna Baldwin comes to mind. I don't know if Donna Baldwin Agency is still in Denver. Is it? I think it is. So Donna Baldwin is still, I think, yeah. And what's
Why would you even want a local one? Wouldn't you want one that reps you out everywhere?
Well, here's
Does it
the thing.
matter?
Well, Mark, if you're just going to get the stuff done, why would you fly your daughter to New York to get the basics? You can always, you don't have to sign up immediately. You can. I think they have. They may not have, but I think they have like models. I'm looking at their website right now. One thing I do know for sure, Mark, they're legit. I don't know how you get into the agency. Maybe we should call Donna Baldwin and see if somebody can come on and talk about how to find a legit agency or how to break into modeling. In fact, that's what we should do instead of listening to me.
I've been wanting to break into modeling.
Yeah, okay. So, there we go. Now, Mark could surely, you know what we could do? Mark could go out and interview with agencies, and all of the ones that accept him, we mark off the list. So that would be a good way to screen them for you, man. Luke, if they accept Mark, no way.
Sounds great. You guys got some great ideas.
Now, by the way, I think you've given me a good idea. Kelly, could you ask Donna Baldwin's agency? And I've known them for years. We just want some advice for parents. Now, they can't do it on the spur of the moment today. Let's do it.
We can certainly call them and see if they're willing, if somebody's actually available to come on. Yeah,
some real quick, basic questions. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay, copy that.
We're going to try to get an expert opinion. So if you hang on, we're going to try to do that while you're on the air or on the phone, Luke. And then where is your daughter in high school, Luke?
Excuse me? I didn't catch that.
Is your daughter in high school?
She is.
Okay. Does she want to go to college?
She does.
Okay. Because, modeling, one good thing about modeling, you can do that stuff in conjunction with, of course, education. You don't have to give up everything, unless, of course, your career explodes. But we'll talk about that. 303-713-713-TALK, 713-8255. Judy, what is your question, real quick here, and we'll try to get an expert to listen and to talk about it, or I can answer it, on your amended IRS returns, Judy. What's going on?
Yeah, we filed amended returns for 18, 19, and 20 last year.
Yeah, they get last priority. When you do amended returns, just so you know, they go behind all current returns.
Right. Well, it's been a year, and I can't get through to anybody.
Did you ever get any acknowledgement they were accepted?
Yes, I know that they've been accepted. They don't owe us any money for 20. They only owe us money for 18 and 19. And I can dial the number and put all the information in, and then they say, "We're sorry, we're too busy. Thank you for calling. Try another time."
Judy, you're not going to want to hear this. Now, we can call Larson Tax Relief and get an opinion.
It's always the same answer. That takes longer than anything else.
Yeah. Let me just put it in perspective, Judy. The regular returns are taking up to 8 months. So if you have 18, 19, and 20, a year and a half is not going to be unusual.
Okay.
I mean, honest to goodness.
Well, I didn't know if you had any angels,
yeah,
but and I know I'm getting
ready
to go into an appointment right now, but...
Now, Judy, we do have people, but this is what they're going to tell you. Make an appointment in person, go in and ask where they are, or if you don't want to hang on the phone. But most likely, they're in process, or not even in process. They've been received, and they're sitting there. The farther back you go, unless you're in a tax problem where they're coming after you, the farther back you go, the more you wait. We have more coming up. I'm Tom Martino.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Bye.
Don't Don't suffer the heat. Be cool with Fix-It 24/7, the company I call for my AC. Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Fix-It can clean, check, and tune it for just $39. New customers only. Or you may need a whole new system. Whatever it is, Fix-It 24/7 can handle it. Great brands like American Standard, great people, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Find out more at fixmyhome.com. 720-526-3939. Ideal Home Loans is making you a cash buyer. Did you hear what I just said? If you go to them for a loan, what they'll do is they'll make you a cash buyer. Why? Because they want to do what it takes to make their customers happy and to give them an advantage in the marketplace. Here's the deal. You go to Ideal for a loan, right? And you're out looking for a home. They will advance the cash. They'll make you a cash buyer. They'll actually submit the contract for cash in your name. And listen to this. The seller, to the seller, you are the cash buyer. And when it comes time to close your loan, if it's funded, you close. And if not, they front the money. No matter what, you're a cash buyer. I love this program because it makes you competitive in a competitive market. Of course, they can do regular refis as well. IdealHomeLoans.com. Become a cash buyer with their Ideal Cash Buyer program. 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. Century RV. I love Century RV. You know why? Because they're saying the heck with inflation. And they're saying the heck with, supply chain shortages. We have pop-ups, travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, whatever you need, we got. Come on up. We also we still have discounts. We're not raising our prices to a ridiculous amount. We're competitive. We'll pay great prices on trades. 303-453-1111, exit 240 at I-25 on Frontage Road. That's CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. All right, let's talk about Harris Family Law. They're a family law attorney, our firm, that I believe they're so useful because what they do is what's called collaborative law. They'll make sure that they don't file anything, and they contact the other side and get an agreement not to file anything in court, but to talk everything out until the final divorce decree, and they save you money. Find out more about Harris Family Law at harrisfamilylaw.com, 303-515-5000.
We have somebody.
There's a vehicle parked in the front. The grass looks like it hasn't been watered
from
in
the
a year.
Donna Baldwin Agency on the line.
That's the building
so if
I
you just
get.
want to hang on for me, he's probably going to go straight to him, okay? Great. Thank you
Really?
so much.
I'm going right to Brad.
Can Tom hear me?
Yeah, I'm going
Hey,
right
Tom.
to Brad.
That is weird.
He says he's going right to Brad.
Kelly.
You're going to need to be on
My daughter went to modeling, but I didn't send her to do anything but just make her more confident around men.
Really?
Can you hear me?
Oh, and it worked.
Almost like a finishing school.
Hey, I'm in studio. I want to do that Castle Rock
Yeah.
Chevrolet update
smart.
soon, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to go Brad, and then we can do
And it
that
worked, trust
sometime.
me.
Okay, I have a little bit of time, but I'm sorry, that guy is ridiculous. He is.
Yeah, but there might be some diminished
There
values.
might be, but that's not the problem. He wants $230 a day for 37 days for a rental, even though they offered him a Kia Stinger to use while they were repairing the vehicle. He wants $8,000 in rental fees for
No,
what
he's
what his car would have cost to rent. That's insane.
Let him go to court on that, but, I mean, that's unreasonable.
Hey, we've had that conversation with Compass, though. If someone ruins my Ferrari, do I get a Ferrari as a rental while it's in the shop? And Brian said yes if the coverage is there.
If the coverage is there, right. And it's not his coverage. He wants them to pay it. Now, was this a commercial truck he used for work?
It was a Camaro. It's a 2021 Camaro.
Oh, forget
They were
that.
offering him a Kia Stinger to use while they were repairing his
It's
vehicle.
transportation. Come on.
Exactly that, and now he wants $8,000 in what he would have cost to rent a Camaro.
Who'd you talk to there?
Who did I talk to where? At the dealership?
Yeah.
The GM, Travis. He's a great guy. He's totally willing to work with this guy. He is
Does
just
Josh
like,
still work with Foundation?
oh yeah, I mean they're all a real good team together.
I always found them to be very honorable.
They are. And this guy was great to talk to. He's willing to work with him on the diminished value, but he's like, man, this guy wants over $8,000 in in what would have cost to rent his Camaro.
What'd they do to it?
They dropped it off a lift or something.
Oh,
and they had
shit.
to repair. They had to replace. It was $4,500 in damages. I don't know if they dropped it off a lift, but they do acknowledge that they did screw it up.
Oh, God. Can you imagine your GV80? Wouldn't you be pissed?
Oh, shit, man. I'd be so livid you wouldn't know what to do.
They even offered to buy the vehicle back from him for what he paid for it.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah, yes, Tom. Yes.
Well, then that's 100%. Wait a minute. That's a 100% reimbursement.
I'm just saying the caller is completely
And that's
unreasonable.
hold on. And that's no, that helps. That solves diminished value.
Exactly.
But why wouldn't he do that?
He said because they could sell it for more than what he paid for it now.
Oh, well, I mean, that's probably true, though. He probably bought it a few years ago, right?
Yeah, it's a 21.
Well,
but anyway, I
wait
have
a minute.
Petty looking
Wait
at
a minute. Do you hear what he's saying? He's just diminished his diminished value claim.
10 seconds.
Why's that?
He's saying if they fix it and sell it, they can sell it for more than he paid for it. Where's the diminished value?
I have Justin Petty working on it right now.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You know what? We were able to get someone from Donna Baldwin Agency. My God, they've been in Denver for so long. We can feel safe about talking about their business and how to get into the business. Brad, thank you for being here. Brad?
Hi, how you doing?
Basic questions, okay? I'm sure there are hundreds of fathers listening, maybe thousands eventually, that hear this podcast after we air this. Okay, now they say, hey, my daughter wants to get into modeling. And Brad, you know there are so many ripoffs out there. So what do you do? I mean, do you guys get people calling you all the time saying, I want to get into modeling?
Yes, I mean every single day.
What is the path, or one of the paths, so you don't get ripped off?
Well, when someone's looking into it for the first time, it's very important for the people, the families looking into it, that they determined what kind of agency they're approaching, and because there's actually different kinds of agencies.
Like what?
Well, ours is the kind that we make all of our money off commission off of jobs. So we have a lot of incentive to only sign prospective models that we think can really work. Otherwise, we won't make any money.
Gotcha.
But unfortunately, there's a lot of modeling agencies out there that primarily make their money off of what they can sell that family when they walk in the door. And it pretty much becomes, what can we sell them? Can we sell them modeling classes? Can we sell them photos? And they don't really care how marketable that person is. They're just trying to see what they can sell them.
Okay. Now, I'd like to ask then, but isn't it legit, though, even with Donna Baldwin? Don't people have to pay for their headshots and their one-sheets and all that?
Well, yes, but the thing you need to determine, like, for example, us, if somebody does have potential, we refer them out to a photographer, but that photographer is not on staff with us, and we don't make any money off of them shooting with the photographer.
Okay.
And if somebody comes to us and they already have good pictures, and we say, fine, we'll just go with that.
Now, what about classes to learn how to carry themselves? Let's say you have someone that has raw beauty or raw talent, but don't they have to be cultivated a bit?
Well, it depends. We don't ever send anybody to a modeling school. Basically, if someone's either photogenic or they're not. If someone that has potential to do runway, then we may ourselves to spend an hour with them showing how to do it, or may refer them to somebody for just an hour or two of training. But we've never seen the benefit of spending thousands of dollars on some months-long school. We've never required that in 30 years.
Okay. That is wonderful. So if they're photogenic, it's easy, or maybe not easy, but you guys can pretty much coach them, is what you're saying. A good agency.
Yeah, and it's and it will give them advice on what to do and not do, and and all of that, but what to do to make themselves more marketable. But if someone they either have it or they don't, and they can spend all the money in the world on a class, but they don't have the potential, that's not going to make a difference.
And how do you judge that? For example, if someone came to your agency or met with you, let's say you like their one shot, or then you have an appointment with them. Can you tell if they have what it takes? I mean, that's a hard call, isn't it?
Not when you've been doing it as long as we have. We have a really good idea of because we primarily work in the Colorado market. We have a pretty good idea of what the clients that are in this market, what they're going to hire and what they're not going to hire, and what they're looking for, because they ask us every day. And so, we pretty much have a good idea of what's going to work and what's not going to work.
All right, so once they get into the Colorado area or region, do you guys ever co-op with other agencies? Like, if you think someone really has something special, do you refer her out to another agency or him, or what do you do with them?
Well, we used to do a lot of that, and it used to be a big deal, when you would refer somebody had a lot of potential, let's say, to a New York agency, and we used to do that a lot. But the market has changed a lot over the last handful of years, and there's not as much of that goes on in our industry as there used to, but we still occasionally do. We just literally did that yesterday with a gal we represent with an agency in Chicago, but it's not as big a thing as it used to be.
But how does someone get discovered, so to speak? I hate to use that word, but how do the supermodels get discovered?
Well, with social media and the internet and everything else, it's in Instagram, and that really has taken over a lot of that, where if someone puts themselves out there and they get this big Instagram following and people take notice, and they have scouts in New York that scour those things.
Okay.
And so I know a lot of them find them that way.
Okay, and is it accurate to say, and this is what I told that gentleman with a daughter, I said, body types have changed. You don't have to be tall and super thin anymore. I mean, in other words, maybe you tell me, aren't other body types now accepted where they weren't before?
Yeah, that's what's changed a lot. It used to be years ago that everybody had to be real tall and super skinny, and that has changed a lot. Like with us, for example, working in the Colorado market, there's a lot of athletic wear, ski wear based kinds of clients, and they like girls that have athletic or more natural kinds of builds, and they don't want the super thin girls. And then there's clients that actually say, we want girls that are bigger in sizes, that be representative of the bigger sizes, and so there's definitely a way wider range of sizes than there used to be.
And let's talk about ethnicities. I mean, and I think it's wonderful, but you open up a magazine now and you see all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Yeah, that's also been a big shift, too, especially in the last few years. There's been a huge emphasis by ad agencies and marketing companies to really emphasize diversity. And we're finding that our African American models and actors and Hispanic models and actors, they're doing a significantly higher percentage of the work than they used to. Okay.
Well, that's great. We are so happy we were able to get you on, Brad. And again, I'm not going to say, call them, they need people, but how do you let people know when you need people?
Oh, we always are taking submissions. We just it's on our website. We just tell people to submit their photos, include their height and age and what city they live in, and people can do that anytime they want. Okay, and the agency website is Donna Baldwin Agency, or what is it? It's just DonnaBaldwin.com. Donna Baldwin. Now, is Donna still involved? No, she's retired. Okay, and how long has the agency been here? We've been in Denver since '91, so this is our 31st year in business. I was just telling somebody I remember being on your show 25 years ago for the same questions.
No fooling. My goodness. Good to talk to you again, Brad. Well, okay,
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's Brad.
Sure.
And that's DonnaBaldwin.com, and I hope that answers some of the questions. Luke, you have a quick question, but I'll take it after the break, and then if I can't answer it or if we can't answer it, we'll call back Brad and just get a quick answer. I'm Tom Martino.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
The northbound lanes of Wadsworth shut down at 56th Avenue due to a three-car serious accident at Ralston Road. Marshall Street can be your alternate. Police activity keeping Washington Street shut down between 47th and 51st. And some construction work slowing traffic 104th eastbound between Huron and Grant Street. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Highs expected to reach the upper 90s today with isolated afternoon thunderstorms. Tonight's low 66, and then highs in the 90s again for Friday and through the weekend. Currently, it's 89. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. And right now, save 45% off any order. Just use code RADIO at checkout. Blindster.com.
You know, we do a lot of talking about auto repair facilities on this show, and I'm proud to present Sheridan Auto Tech. Now, why do I like Sheridan Auto Tech? They do maintenance, repairs, and electrical issues. Everything you need. One roof. In fact, two roofs. They have two locations on Colfax and Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth, on Havana and Aurora, just south of 6th Avenue. Uncle Kevin, or Kevin Calkin, the owner, has longevity, honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value. I call him Uncle because he treats everyone like family. They'll never suggest anything you don't need, and you can trust them. 303-455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com. All right, let's talk about somebody who's made a difference in my life, or several people, at ColoradoPainCare.com. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine, what they'll do is take a look at your symptoms and give you immediate relief if they can, and most of the time they can, and then they look for longer-term solutions, including world-class doctorate-level physical therapy, which has been a godsend to me as well. So check out ColoradoPainCare.com. Make an appointment. They have convenient hours, 7 to 7, even same-day appointments. And it's 303-GOT-PAIN. That's 303-GOT-PAIN. Reverse loans are a special loan, you know that, and we have lenders that we endorse. Approval Reverse is one of the longest ones I've had. That is Joan Sullivan and her team. If you're looking for a reverse loan, you want to know all of the truth about it and if it's right for you, 62 or older with equity, you may want to look into a reverse loan with Approval Reverse.com. 303-771-3528. 303-771-3528.
Hi, this is Courtney.
There it is. Thank you, honey. What's going on?
I have 14 minutes to get to my...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Colorado City. No, I just got knocked down at Neiman Marcus. Guess what the woman did?
What?
She used a couple... Well, first of all, she said a disgusting thing. You know your jacket is now $135. I was like, what? $820.
Wow.
So that lady sold it to me for $285, right? So I said, return it. And
Yeah. Thank you, honey. Appreciate it. Bye.
All right, just over 30 seconds.
Why does it feel like the show has been completely fucked up today? And it
Why?
has nothing to do with us.
In what way? I think it's great.
Just feels that way.
No, man. I mean, it's been going great.
He says it's going great. You're just weird.
It's crazy. It's a crazy day.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, GarageMagic.com. Remember, the entire Front Range. Full-time employees, lifetime guarantee for all of your garage coatings, your garage floor coatings, sidewalks, and patios, GarageMagic.com. So, who should I take next? We have Kurt Rogers, affordable interest mortgage with the liquid loan, but we do have, I know Chantel's been waiting a while, so let's go to Chantel. Chantel, what's happening?
Yes, hi. My son has a friend that he wants to buy a used 2008 car from, and I was trying to find like a mechanic that would check the car out. It's got like 150,000 miles on it.
What kind of car, Chantel? What kind of car?
It's a Nissan Versa, and first the kid was saying he was going to sell it for $2,000, and I thought, well, you can't beat that if it drives, right? But now he's saying that there's some issues and that he would fix the issues and it would be for $3,000. So I'm just like not sure what to do. They're both 20 years old. Yeah, and
Okay,
I'm
listen.
looking for a mechanic.
Okay, listen, sometimes I just want you to know something, and I'm not telling you to do this.
Okay.
And we will get you a mechanic. We can make several suggestions. The very best. Where is this? Where are you located?
I'm in Colorado. I'm actually in Aurora. The other kid lives in Denver.
Okay, usedcarcheckout.com. That's SOS Inspections.
SOS Inspection.
Usedcarcheckout.com. Okay. We haven't heard from Norris in a long time. Is it because I'm looking at used car checkout?
He's around, Tom. He's around.
Good. Okay, I'm sorry. I just spelled it wrong. Yeah. Okay, used car checkout. Yep, SOS Inspections.
Okay.
Go there. Usedcarcheckout.com. He does the best inspections I've ever seen because he comes to you.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the long and short of it. Now, whether it's worth it or not is another story. And I want to tell you why. Okay. Even if he checks it out and gives it a good bill of health, you have to look at the market, Chantel, and that's a lot of miles. So no matter what, that's a lot of miles. And you're going to have issues. There's no way of getting around it. There will be issues, okay? First of all, I'd want to know what he meant by issues and what he took care of. And just because he spent money on them doesn't mean it's a value. The next thing you want to look at is how much money does your kid have?
Right.
How much? I'm asking.
He has nothing. It would be me buying it for him.
Okay. And how much would you be willing to pay? I'm just curious.
I would pay the amount for him, and he could pay me back. He has a summer job, and he's a full-time college student.
Okay. sometimes, and this is maybe not your case. We had a mom one time that wanted to spend $4,000. Okay, she wanted to spend $4,000, and everything she's looking at is crap. And then we found at the time we found a new Hyundai. Now they're not like this now, but the new Hyundais were around $18,000. If she put that money down on a brand new car, they'd have a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a car payment. Mark, what was it, like $200? Now. That is smart money because you know what you have. And she didn't do it, but here's what happened. So she opted for a $4,000 car, had to put more money into that over 3 years than she would have in a new car. So therefore, and at the end of 3 years, still had a piece of junk and still owed money. So what I'm getting at is always look at other options. I'm not saying that you should do it, but sometimes it's better to spend more money to get a better product and have some stability, because kids often will get buried in cars and they never get to pay them off, and they never actually get out of the woods because they overpay and have problems. But you're doing the smart thing right now, and that is, if it's a gem and SOS says this is a good car, then it's a gem. Okay? But that doesn't mean you won't have problems. You'll probably have some, but maybe not as many. So I would go and get that done. And that's such a smart question, and I so appreciate you holding on, because that's what your son needs.
No, I appreciate your feedback, and honestly, I prefer to do what you just stated. And even if I'm going to get a used car, get one from a reputable dealership that would offer a warranty. And my son, of course, he's thinking, oh, this is excellent. He's my friend. He drives it, and I really would prefer to spend more money and get him something that's like $13,000 that's at a, like even an enterprise type place, or, I don't know, I probably shouldn't have said the name, but, a place like that. That's,
you know who you should talk to? Somebody else I want you to call. And they'll talk to you free of charge, and they're not going to pressure you. You call Rodney. His name is Rodney. He's at JFR Cars. JFR Cars. Suze, do you have that number offhand, or Kelly? I know Suze is here for another follow-up. Maybe they can give you that off the air. But Chantel, so 2 places, SOS inspections, no matter what car you buy, no matter where you buy it if it's used, even if you buy it from JFR Cars. Now, Rodney is who I want you to talk to over there. Just say, Rodney, what should I do? And he will give you some honest-to-God advice. He's a great guy. Thanks, Chantel. Give her that information off the air. I'm Tom Martino. More coming right up.
Got it.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
The northbound lanes of Wadsworth shut down at 56th Avenue due to a 3-car serious accident at Ralston Road. Marshall Street can be your alternate. Police activity keeping Washington Street shut down between 47th and 51st. And some construction work slowing traffic 104th eastbound between Huron and Grant Street. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Highs expected to reach the upper 90s today with isolated afternoon thunderstorms. Tonight's low 66, and then highs in the 90s again for Friday and through the weekend. Currently, it's 89. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Is it time to call for the impeachment of Joe Biden? Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're going to take a look at the millions of barrels of oil sold to Chinese companies directly tied to Hunter Biden. For all the details, download the Ben Ferguson Podcast now.
Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and I hope you never need him, but he's there for you. If you've been accused of a DUI, well, maybe you are guilty. Even if you are, you want to make a deal, you can't do anything without an attorney. There's 2 things going on, a criminal charge and a DMV charge. Listen, you can always avoid DUIs. I'm not going to get into that right now, but I'm going to say this. If you need to refer an attorney or use an attorney, don't shop under pressure. Joseph A. Lazzara. I've known him 30 years. I've done the shopping for you. 303-429-6200. Free initial consultations and then flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. Century RV. That's the place you want to go if you're looking for deals. Even now in the supply chain problems and inflation, they have great deals, great discounts on new and used RVs, travel trailers, fifth wheels, whatever you need they have, including great trade-in value if you just want to trade it in or sell your RV. That's CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. That's exit 240 and I-25. That's the Longmont exit, and then they're on the frontage road on the east side of the street. And I love recommending this guy. You know who he is. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I can't say enough about Frank. I really can't, and that's the truth. He is such a good person. If you're buying or selling real estate, he will give you free advice no matter what you're doing. In fact, he'll give you a free market analysis if you're looking to sell, what your house will sell for based on his experience of 27 years. He has proven results and no gimmicks, and he'll show you the stats to prove it. Frank Duran, the Real Estate Man, 303-920-1622.
Hi.
What's his name? John?
Yeah, John.
John, just want to check in and see if we've got you. John, are you there? Yeah, you're a touch on the quiet side. Can you turn this up a little bit? How about now? There you go.
Yeah, much better.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, thank you. 115. Yes, sir.
Copy that. That is done. Perfect.
It's the simplest thing that's happened all day long.
We rock, man. Come on. Water tap.
Put it, clink.
This is terrible. I'm almost out of pickles. I mean, this is a problem.
Right, so we can hear in a couple hours.
I know. I hope so.
Did he confirm that he was...
He did not.
Did he confirm?
He did not.
Oh, what
He's ignoring me.
Oh, wow.
Which is what he usually does.
Yeah, he hates you. He's not going to bring you any
I know.
pickles
He better bring me pickles.
at all. Nah.
I know. I hope so. He did not. It is a problem if Kelly runs out of pickles.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. Huge issue. Henry and Brian. A little bit time left. This is good.
All right, 30 seconds, guys.
Hello.
Howdy.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
How's Adeline?
She's okay. Ethan's with her right now. So,
So I forwarded you Buddy's info that I sent him.
Logan, Advanced Exteriors providing you peace of mind.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hey, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Got a lot happening here, and we have calls we need to take that's been waiting a while. And we have Suze in the studio with a follow-up I want to do. So, Suze?
yeah.
There's a guy that called in. He said he bought a car, and he was bringing it in for a new car from out of state, and he was taking it for service.
Yep.
And it's a 2022 Chevy Camaro.
2021.
Oh, 2021. Got it. And it was damaged.
I'm not sure how it was damaged, but
they admit doing it.
oh, absolutely took full responsibility.
And as I said at the time, I would expect no less from these people because they have a stellar reputation as far as running dealerships, and they moved into Denver not long ago and took over the Medved chain and some other dealers, and they have so many brands represented. And we had a problem a few years ago that the guy, or a year ago, maybe two, he jumped on it immediately and took care of it immediately. Not because he heard it on the show. He just said, look, this is the way we do things. And I really actually believe it. But when this guy called Winston, he was concerned.
Yes.
He said the Chevy Camaro was taken to Castle Rock Chevrolet, owned by Foundation, good people. And he said they damaged it. They admitted it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, but even if I fix it, I'm going to have some diminished value. But, Suze, you said they're even willing to acknowledge that.
They are willing to acknowledge that. Yes.
But listen, here's what's ironic. Now, I want to, again, I'm not going against the consumer. I'm not going against the dealer. We are always objective when gathering facts. Then we decide if we think something's wrong here. And the consumer might be a little out of line and actually contradicting himself. Here's why. He wants diminished value on one hand, meaning he says after it's fixed, he will lose money. Now, hold on. That's what he's saying, right? So he wants a diminished value claim. Yet, they offered him, Suze, what, 100%?
They offered to buy the vehicle back for what he purchased it for, Tom.
Now, listen. Now, they say, we'll buy your vehicle back for 100% of what you purchased it for. And naturally, he says, wait a minute. After you fix it, this car will sell for way more than I paid for it, right?
Yeah, that's what he told them.
Well, then there's no diminished value. You can't have it both ways. If he's admitting when that car is fixed,
it's just whatever the value is. I mean, can our people tell us what it's worth? That should be pretty straightforward.
I have Justin Petty coming on after 12 o'clock along with Winston.
But, Mark, the point is this. The guy himself is acknowledging that when it's fixed, it's going to be worth more, he believes, than it was.
I think he's saying more than when he bought it, because he bought it in 20 or 21, and everything's gone up.
But could he have sold it for more today,
Mark,
if there was no damage than what it is now?
He bought it new last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and
I'm just not following your logic. It's just worth whatever it's worth. I mean, that's
yes,
it.
It is.
If they're buying it out, there is no diminished value anyhow.
Right.
Tom, look at it this way then. How about, could he sell it for more today had there not been any damage to it?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll ask Justin Petty.
That's right. The question is this. If he sold it repaired, or if he sold it with some damage, could he get more than he paid for it? In my mind,
I bet Petty comes back with a 25% diminished value.
In my mind, when this guy buys a car and they're willing to pay 100% of what he purchased it for, and I get what he's saying. I bought it at a time when it was more reasonable than now, although prices were up in 21. I mean, it's not like it was just yesterday, 2021. And prices on cars did not go up that much, Mark. I mean, I know they've gone up, but not that much. So if he paid a good penny for that car and they're willing to reimburse him 100%, I mean, to me, that's what I would do. But that's up to him.
I'll give you an example, a real example. Addie's vehicle is a 2021 Kona. We paid $22,000 for it. Right now, they're $30,000.
Okay. So, if it was fixed after an accident, or it's not even an accident, I don't think it's
You know where he's lucky, though? Are they fixing it, by the way?
Yeah.
It's fixed.
But they fixed it there.
They completely fixed it or sent it to the shop of his choice.
If they paid out of pocket and didn't put it through their insurance, it won't even show up on a Carfax.
They paid for the repairs and the deductible as well.
Yeah, what I'm saying, though, is if they didn't go through their garage keepers or their insurance company, it's not even going to show on a Carfax.
Okay, but what I want to know is this. It wasn't serious damage. But then there's another issue that Winston wants. What does he want, Suze?
So, Tom, they offered him a Kia Stinger, which is a nice little vehicle to drive around in, while his vehicle was being repaired. He refused that, and now what he would like is a daily reimbursement for what it would have cost to rent a Camaro at 2021 for $235 a day for 37 days.
You're obligated to mitigate your damages, and he did not. He would have been smarter to take the loaner and then say, maybe you owe me a difference. But by not taking anything, this guy just shot himself in the foot. So, I mean, there's not much more we can do. I think they're doing fine.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk, and actual results may vary. Oil keeps going up.
Did he get back to you?
Yeah, I was having them both on after noon. I didn't know why. I mean, I hope we're still doing that.
No, we'll have them on.
Suze, I thought you said you had limited time, so I wanted to get you on.
Hey, Tommy?
Yeah, Suze, I thought you said you had limited
He can't hear
time.
you until after the spots.
No, I mean, I got to go as soon as this... Oh, it's the top of the hour, Mark. I got to go here in a little bit, but no, I'm having Justin Petty and Winston on here in a few. In fact, Winston's holding.
Okay.
So it's okay to still talk about it with him and Justin Petty, correct? Okay. Who, Winston? Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Ready to go. All right, be large is in control. Control. Have control.
The Troubleshooter, mornings at 10, streaming live on our free.
It's been a day.
Already? Again, Kelly?
It's always a day when I'm here, and I'm almost out of pickles.
Kelly brings the stress.
Whatever.
Stressing.
Whatever.
Thank you, Greg.
No problem, buddy.
Supreme Court case legalized marriage equality. If you do not protect our marriage equality, you are saying that we do not belong to the people. Catherine Lynn Foster, president and CEO of Americans United for Life, saying the top speed Mississippi case prompting Roe v.
I don't know why I just don't bring in a jar of pickles. It would be so much easier.
Pickly? Pickly wickly?
And I forgot my carrots today, so I'm like, don't have my vitamin A. I don't have my vitamin A. How are you?
All right.
Awesome.
For another day.
Hey, Kelly. Did John Fuller check in?
He's already here on the access. So.
Oh, he is? Okay. Well, then I told him he didn't need to, but
it's fine.
if he wants to, he can hold.
It's all good. It's open for them to be.
The worst drought in 70 years, with rising energy costs, price reduced reliance on Russian gas. Mega Millions, ABC News.
Four great white sharks have been spotted near Cape Cod in the last 3 days. West Coast 62-year-old Steve Broomer is finally going.
Hey, Justin, it's Kelly calling from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show. How are you? Awesome. Hey, we are holding for a break, but Suzanne wanted to bring you on for a follow-up case with Winston's car. Perfect. So we've got a little bit over 3 minutes to go in the break, so just hang tight for me, and we'll get you on as soon as possible, okay? Thanks, Justin. Hold on. Wow, I do not know, but I just cannot type today. I don't know if my fingers are just not awake or what.
When do you think Russia will have the Ukraine?
What?
When do you think Russia will have what they want in the Ukraine?
Hi, this is Kelly.
6 months.
I think less, but we'll see.
Uh-huh.
They're plowing through, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead. I am right in the middle of a radio show right now. Can I call you back at 2 o'clock?
Just a matter of time. They're gonna get
To
you.
think they're not going to get it is
And
insane.
this is a good number to reach.
I just wonder why.
Vanessa,
It almost seems like
perfect.
we're funding
And,
both ends of it.
I think I've
If you
spoken
look
with
at
Brian.
it,
Yeah.
we're sending them, what, $50 billion,
awesome. Let
I
me
think,
go ahead
so
and give
far.
you a call back
But
at 2, and we will
By
get
putting
you
all
set
the
up, right?
sanctions on Russia, if you've been
Okay,
looking
no
at their
problem. Thanks,
currency,
Vanessa.
it's going way up. The ruble, I think, is at the highest it's been in a long time. And that's because of the sanctions, because they have the oil everybody wants. So we're actually making fucking Russia rich.
Yes, that's
While
correct.
we're also funding the other part of the war by giving the weapons to the fucking Ukrainians. I mean, it's really crazy. It's like we're helping both sides. But I bet 3-4 months.
Yeah, with the weather coming, they probably need to get it done much quicker.
It gets cold there,
Other than
boy.
that, it'll just become a pause.
And he's just that, the Russian army is just never ending. They, like you said, it's like an embarrassment, but man, they've got so many people.
They're eventually going to get you.
It's like China. Holy shit. They could have 1 billion people in their army, man. I bet they do. I bet they cut, I don't know, like in miles, but they'll leave them
Also, we've had some trouble with the YouTube channel today, so I don't know if you intermittently want to just make sure that the audio is up on YouTube. I mean, it looks good. All the levels look good. On vMix. But Dragon was just intermittently, kind of turning it on and off just to make sure. We were only pulling
I
camera
wonder why
mic
we
audio
didn't just let
before.
them into NATO, though.
All right. Would have changed everything.
Yeah, it definitely would have changed everything. It almost seems like, I realize a lot of the stuff we're sending them is defensive, but without putting boots on the ground or airplanes up, I mean,
You're not going to win that.
Well, it's impossible, but it's like we're still, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's a crazy scenario. It's like we're half-ass helping them. It's like either help them or stay the fuck out of it. I don't even understand why we're doing what we're doing.
Well, we took the lead. The rest of the world's not doing much at all.
No. Shit, they depend on that oil, man. What, they cut off that natural gas to, like, what was it, France or something last week for repairs.
Gas money. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now at khow.com.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Waterpros.net for the best water systems at the lowest prices anywhere. Drinking water, never buy bottled water again under $1,000. Whole house systems for softening under $2,000. That's waterpros.net. Okay. I need to go to other calls, but I want to take this quick because we have Justin Petty on and we have Winston on. I don't want to get into the weeds in this. I just want to say, look, we're all going to have different opinions on this. Winston's car was damaged. Obviously, it was an accident. No one meant to do it while it was getting an oil change. The dealer is going to fix it. They offered him even to buy him out completely for what he bought for it.
They didn't offer to buy me out completely.
Well, that's what they told us.
Well, that's not true. I don't know where that comes from. Never offered.
Suze, I guess that's not true, Suze.
Well, I'm Travis,
So, I
the
mean, if they
GM
wanna
there,
buy me
has
out,
been
that's
great,
fine.
flexible, and very forthright, Tom, on this whole thing. So I don't know what to say.
I don't want to get into that right now. What I want to get into is this. That car right now, fixed 100%. Did it lose value? It's called diminished value. In fact, Suze, didn't they even say they were willing to work with them on that diminished value?
Absolutely. Their biggest issue was that Winston is asking for $237 a day for 37 days, which totals about $8,300 for what it would cost to rent his Camaro.
Did he rent the Camaro?
No, that's just what he wants. They offered him a Kia Stinger to drive around. He didn't want that, Tom.
All right, no, that's not true. So let me tell you, the Kia Stinger was only offered to me if I were to bring my car to their Castle Rock location, let them drive my Camaro to their Wheat Ridge body shop, and do the repairs there.
Seems
I told them,
completely
no, I didn't want
reasonable,
them-
Winston,
No,
what's
I didn't
wrong
want
with
them
that?
to do the
In other
repairs.
words, what's wrong with them wanting to take the car to their shop to fix it?
Because I didn't know if they were going to do good work on it. The other thing is, why would they already let somebody damage my car once in their shop? Why would I let them
Winston,
have
you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry, Suze. I'm done. Winston, they didn't let them damage it. It was an accident. And I'm sick and tired of you trying to milk this to death. Bye. I'm done with you. Bye. Okay? I'm done. I'm sorry. You know what? I know for a fact that they wouldn't lie about it. And I don't know these guys from anywhere except I met with them one time and all I felt is this. Number one, you didn't want the loaner because you didn't want them to take it to their shop to fix it. So, Suze, who fixed it? I thought they did.
I'm not sure whose shop fixed it. I know that they paid for the repairs, the deductible, and everything. Maybe they did take it.
Let's just figure out the diminished value part of it. And
That's
move
what
on.
I want to do. That's what I want to do. We'll give Winston that information, but he can listen off the air. He's nitpicking each and everything. First of all, you don't just stop using a car and then want the full reimbursement when they were offering to mitigate your damages. But he said he didn't take the car. He didn't take it because he didn't want them to repair it. Now, that I understand. But for him to say, well, first of all, they let me damage the car. They let them damage the car, and he's assuming they wouldn't do good body work. I think they'd bend over backwards to make sure the car was done right. But I don't want to get into that right now. I just think that Winston finds this is trying to milk it. That's my impression. I'm done. Justin Petty, did you, I really appreciate all the work you do, by the way, PettyDetailsLLC.com, and he does a lot of work for us as far as helping us through the maze of this stuff. Do you think that 2021 Camaro would suffer? It had $5,000 worth of damage inside the garage. I can assume at $5,000, I'm not sure exactly what was damaged. I'm assuming it wasn't the frame or anything serious for $5,000, but I don't know, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, it would change. If it had frame damage, it would be a bigger deal. But it would definitely suffer some lost market value. I was looking at the numbers sort of before I came on, so I had a little info from Suzanne. Anyway, yeah, I mean, between $4,000 and $7,000 of diminished value. That's about a $36,000 car. 32 or something on the market if you were trying to trade it. And if you get an accident history or a bad VHR, the majority of dealers are going to pop you by about $4,000 just for a minor accident, just because it shows up on the VHR, and there's always an extended risk of that repair not being done properly in the future.
Okay, I'd like to find out from Winston, but I'm not going to because I know that I'm going to get a story. I wanted to know, do we know exactly what he paid for it, Suze? Do we know?
I thought it was right about $30 that he paid for it, according to Travis, but I'm not sure. And it was 2 rockers, Tom. I don't know what rockers are.
2 rocker panels.
And both fenders and front end were removed for repair and paint as well, and a door.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's the outer rocker, the rocker moldings, and then the actual rocker panels. $4,500. It probably was. I don't know. It probably was the rocker panels. I would expect.
So if listen,
that would be. Yeah.
Go ahead, Justin. I'm sorry.
That's all I was going to say. If they dropped it or something accidentally off of a lift, or if it slipped off or something, that's probably what happened. It's just the rocker panels.
Okay, so if he, and obviously he deserves what he lost. if they paid 100% for the repairs, and they are willing to pay something toward diminished value, but he won't negotiate because he also wants $3,000 in rental fees.
$8,500 in rental fees, Tom. But do you want to address is there diminished value if they're willing to buy the vehicle back?
Well,
at
see,
what he paid for it?
Well, there is technically. I mean, for example, let's say I know it's weird to compare right now cars to art, but let's say I bought a work of art for $10 and they damage it. Somebody damages it, and they say, we'll buy it back for your original price of $10,000 and $10. And I said, but now it's worth $15. So I did lose that money, even though I'm 100% reimbursed. It is a different time. That truly is a loss of value. So I go along with that. Even if they were going to buy it for 100% of what he paid for it, that's a very good gesture. But then if he would have sold it, how much would he have gotten? Maybe more than what he paid for it. I don't know. I mean, you say right now, Justin, a 2021 in that condition would sell for what?
Yeah,
in good condition, without pre-accident.
Yeah. It had low miles on it. It only had 5,000 miles on it, so it'd be 35,000, 36,000 at retail if you saw it sitting on a lot somewhere. Yeah.
Justin, what do you think the diminished value is, though? Is it the 7 or is it the 4? I mean, what number?
Yeah, I would put it at a moderate, which means the low level. I would probably put that at about 4. You know, $3,500 to $4,500 in DV. Probably on something like that.
Okay, so if he went to sell it now after this accident, it's no longer $35,000. We have a $31,000 vehicle, and then that $4,000 extra is what's going to bring it back.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it goes from a trade-in of about 33 down to a trade-in of about 30. You know, or a little less than 30. So, yeah, $4,000.
So I would say they owe him that, Tom, and then that's about it.
What, $4,000? Because I got to get back to the guy. They were very flexible.
Somewhere right around there. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's got no dog in this fight at all. Yeah.
He said $3,500 to $4,000.
And that
to $4,500.
That's exactly what Winston wanted, and that's what they were willing to give him. Just not $8,500 in magical reimbursed rental fees.
But Winston didn't actually even get a rental, right?
I have no idea what he used for transportation.
It wouldn't matter, Mark. It wouldn't matter. Loss of use is a value he's taking out of the sky. The right way to do it would have been to listen, I'm not going to get into it.
But I'm saying this. If he didn't get a rental, it doesn't matter. There is no reimbursement, period, end of story.
I know. But he's looking for loss of use. He's not looking for reimbursement. He's looking for loss of use.
Plus, to reiterate, Tom, they did offer him a Kia Stinger to run around in while this was being repaired.
I know. That's what we said. So we have more coming up.
The Pod Meets World podcast takes you back in time to 1993 for the ultimate Boy Meets World rewatch with members of the original cast.
None of us have seen an episode since it aired back in the 90s, so we'll be witnessing our middle part haircuts, hooded t-shirts, and teenage overacting for basically the first time right along with you.
Listen to Pod Meets World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Search, browse, and email privately, all for free with the DuckDuckGo app.
BlakeHarrisLaw.com. He's an attorney that will give you advice on your estate planning free of charge. All you have to do is call him, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Do I need a will? Do I need a trust? Maybe a combination of the two. Do I need a beneficiary's deed for my house? What about a payable on death certificate for my bank account? What about all the other things? Can the trust protect me from lawsuits and creditors? Of course it can. But what about an offshore trust? What about a special needs trust? What about something that'll protect my heirs from squandering the money? That is all what he can talk about at 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Genesis Total Exteriors talks about all of the stuff you need on the outside and will do it for you and give you estimates on roofing, gutters, soffits, fascia, siding, even stucco, windows, doors, outbuildings, anything that you need to do, including painting. Now, all you have to do is call Mark I've known him for 30 years, and you can trust him. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. 303-679-8509. You know, one of the common calls we get on the radio show is about personal injury. One way or another, we get questions. And I know not everything goes to court. A lot of people get great settlements. John Fuller has been instrumental in getting many of our listeners great settlements. But there's something else in auto accidents, John, that we don't talk about much.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. In fact, I've been in a mediation all morning, and it kind of occurred to me as I was sitting here and thinking about things that nobody really knows what mediation is and what role it plays. In today's day, every case that gets filed in the courts, only about 5% of those cases actually go to trial. The rest of them get resolved through some form of alternative dispute resolution. And what that is a private essentially a private trial. It's where we discuss with a neutral arbitrator or a neutral mediator both sides of the case and attempt to reach a settlement. And so many of my clients don't really want to go to court. They don't want to have their dispute aired in public. And what they should know is that the overwhelming majority of them we're able to resolve in these private settings where there's complete confidentiality of your medical conditions and the money and how much you got and everything like that. And that's an important thing to know as you consider whether or not you want to bring a lawyer in to handle your accident case.
I love that idea. And John Fuller, of course, can handle that and represent you in that, and he does it on a contingency fee basis. He is my accident lawyer on the show. He can be your accident lawyer. Here's the website, myaccidentlawyer.co, and that stands for Colorado, myaccidentlawyer.co, or 303-597-4500. You're not just a number with John. You'll get his personal cell phone and personal attention. 303-597-4500.
If you're a veteran or active duty military, we want to thank you for your service and let you know it's a great time to use your VA benefits, especially as home equity is on the rise, because you can access 100% of your home's value with a cash-out refinance. All you have to do is call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, where you'll spend just a few minutes learning about custom loan options from a salary-based mortgage consultant, meaning no pressure, no obligation, no upfront fees. Just a simple conversation around ways that you can access cash from a VA loan. Money that can be used for anything you want, like paying off debt or investing.
Appreciate the help, my dear.
Think of how much they can help you. So give America...
I need to pee, though. Can you just cover the phone?
So call American Financing right now. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000.
You think Biden will get a picture with the prince?
You think what?
You think Biden will shake hands and picture with the prince?
What prince?
The Saudi.
Yeah, no,
the murderer, the guy that killed the reporter.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I bet someone gets a picture of him shaking hands. I bet it happens. He's a moron. He's going to do it. Yeah, he's going to do it and forget he's not supposed to.
His balls are like this.
He's going to put that hand out and someone's going to get a picture. Or what happens? Let's just say they go to meet, and the sheik, I don't know how they, what do they, bump knuckles? I don't know what their custom is. Do they bow? Okay, so is he going to bow to him?
Obama did.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but is Joe going to bow to the person that murdered the reporter? In fact, I think it was an American, wasn't it?
An American reporter.
Unbelievable.
That was just on 60 Minutes.
He said he was, I got to watch that. I remember it happening. They like have video of the Saudi guy going into like a health club, and he comes out like with a briefcase, and the dude's like chopped up in it.
That's right. They covered it very well on 60 Minutes, all the things that this guy, who he's killing.
And now he's going over to give him a blowjob to get oil, which the Prime Minister of Canada already said it's not going to happen. They're at full max. How true that is, I don't know, but...
You know, isn't that funny? He goes over to beg for oil when we had all the oil we needed.
We just need refineries, man. If he would greenlight refineries or a couple... How about some nuke power plants, man? You want clean energy, that's the best.
Do you know, Mark, a grain of salt of uranium can power a house for like 80 years?
That's insane.
Now talk back anytime with our free iHeartRadio app while streaming KHOW and the full screen player. Just click the microphone to record your message. Talk back to Denver's talk station now.
Tom Martino here. Let me go to somebody who's been waiting a while. I'm so sorry. And Henry, you have a problem. Henry, let's talk about it with Richmond Homes. What's happening? Henry, I'm sorry for the wait.
Yeah. No, you're good. So Richmond Homes, we signed a contract back in August 31st of 21. And as of June, our house still wasn't complete. And really, we just want to get out of the contract.
Okay. Well, what are the provisions? Now, this is did you pick from a model to have them build it? Or how did you do it with them? That's how they do it, right?
Right. We went and visited the community. We toured the models. We chose a model that we wanted. We signed a contract. We went to their design center.
You picked a lot, right? You picked a lot.
Yes, we did pick the lot.
And what money was exchanged?
So far, we put down the earnest money at the time of signing the contract.
How much?
And then when we that was $4,000.
Okay.
And then we went in late October. We went to the design center, and we chose out countertops, flooring, carpet, all the upgrades that we were willing to.
Has the house been started, Henry?
The house had not been started. It was the lot hadn't even been dug yet.
No, right now, has the house been started?
Yes, the house has been started. Yes.
How much is it? 90% done? 50% done? What is it?
So, I believe it's probably like 98% done. The problem, what caused us to want to get out of the contract is it's been 10 months. You know, when we first signed the contract, our closing date was projected for April, which worked out great for us. We were in an apartment. Our lease expired in April. It was perfect time.
Let's just cut to this, man. They got 2 years, and then they even have beyond that if it falls under what they call delays in 12-2, which is virtually anything in the world. So they have forever to build your house. That's really your answer, man.
No, I mean by contract, but let's talk about conscionability. I mean 2 years would be reasonable in anyone's eyes for a home of any magnitude. Now, beyond that, Mark, I would dispute that.
Well,
unless
he agreed to it when he bought it. I mean, I know what you're saying, but they have a list of delays, one of them which is an act of God, which I'm sure COVID would fall under, although it was probably an act of the Chinese government, but same thing.
Well, hold on. But this was well into COVID when they were, I don't know. But in any case, Henry, I would think they would let you out because the house will sell for more than you probably contracted for, right?
Well, right, because we got the appraisal on the home. It appraised for $495,000, and after we were going to finance $466,000.
Wait, what I'm asking is this: what was the purchase price of the home? That's all I care about.
Okay, the purchase price at the end was going to be $466,000.
Okay, and that was solid.
Yes.
$466,000. Okay, now. If it's $466,000, then what would it be worth now if it's completed?
Well, it appraised for $495,000 on the appraisal that
when?
Just in June.
Oh, okay. So that is it. Okay. You know, I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm surprised they don't want to take it back and resell it.
Tom, listen to the wording in this. This is under delays. I love this. If there is a ambiguity regarding whether or not there are delays, the ambiguity shall be viewed in a light most favorable to the seller.
No. I mean, listen, they've been around for years. They know what they're doing. Mandrich and Mizell, I guess those are the people right behind Richmond. Yes. So the bottom line is this: you signed a contract, but I still don't understand why Richmond, did you ask them to get out of the contract, Henry?
I did, Tom, and that was only because we had an orientation walkthrough on June 23rd. When we showed up to the walkthrough, the flooring was covered with paper. There were no appliances, no garage door.
No, listen, Henry. Henry, I'm sorry, bro. I can't help you on that one. They have 2 years to complete that house. I'm asking another question. I'm asking another question that seems to be eluding you. You actually are making money on this house.
Well, I'm not. I mean,
Henry,
I guess I would if I bought it.
Henry, if you buy it for $466 and it appraised for $495 and likely will appraise for $5 something by the time you move in, how are you being hurt?
I wouldn't be. You're right.
I'm not arguing with you being pissed. I know you want to be in your home. I get it. But I'm asking you as a practical matter. I'm not trying to convince you. I swear I'm not. If you made up your mind you don't want anything to do with him, that's up to you. But what I'm saying is this. I don't know why Richmond wouldn't take it back, and I don't know why you wouldn't keep it. I don't know. I don't understand either of your positions. I mean, you have a house that's appreciating in value, and you're paying not a penny in interest for it. You're paying nothing for it. You're getting free appreciation with only $4,000. I mean, I don't understand it. You're making interest. You're making appreciation on a $466,000 house with only $4,000. You want to talk about leverage. And now it's $495, and God knows what it will be in a few months because things are going outrageously. So I'm asking you, I'm not saying we won't help you, but I'm asking you, why are you so damn anxious to get out of it? You're going to pay way more for a house now if you get out of that contract, and it's going to take you as long to get that house and close on it as it would to wait for this one to be done.
Well, I guess that would be just because of the length of time it's gone so far. And when we went to the orientation walk, the house wasn't complete, but yet
Henry,
they still wanted to do that closing walk.
They still wanted to do what? A closing?
So we had an orientation walk scheduled on the 23rd. The house wasn't complete.
Henry, you said that 5 times. What I want to know is this. When will the house be complete?
I don't know. They were going to postpone our closing as of the 23rd. We were scheduled on the 29th. They were going to postpone it, and I hadn't gotten a date yet.
Now, Henry, all I'm asking, again, I know it's bothering you, but let's go through it. If you cancel this contract, you get nothing back but $4,000. You've just walked away from equity of $30,000. You just walked away from $30,000, okay? Now, or more by the time you close. Now, you don't get that $30,000. You walked away from it. Now you have $4,000, and you're walking to find another house, which, by the way, went up as much as yours did. So therefore, you're going to be paying more for the same kind of house or the same level of house.
Hey, Tom, I'm looking at...
Hold on. And by the time you close, I will bet you that by the time you get loan approval and all that and close on another house, this house will have been completed.
His total purchase price is $441. If he's saying it's worth $495 now...
Wait, why did he say... He said $466.
I don't know. I'm looking at the contract.
Henry, is it $466 or $441?
Well, $466 is the finance amount. Because of the upgrades after the design center, that added, we paid another $6,000 for some of those upgrades.
He's using their lender. It's that deal.
So hold on. Yeah. It's $456 or $66?
$466 is what we would be financing.
$466. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm just saying that. Even if we help you get out of this, first of all, I don't even know why we'd have to convince Richmond. I would be showering you with that $4,000 to get you out of the contract. They can make more money on the house. Did they actually say you can't get out of it?
I think they're selling the same ones for around $475 now.
Yeah, well, what they've said is if we get out of the contract, we won't be refunded any of the money. And
any of the money? How much? What are you? $4,000? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
No. So we have 4,000 in earnest money and another 6,000 that we put down at the design center. So
Okay.
all right. Just a little bit over $10,000.
Okay, I get it. Earnest money $4,000 plus. Okay.
I don't think I do not want to sugarcoat it. I can't imagine they're going to give the $10,000 back.
But Mark, okay.
I know what you're going to say. They can sell it for more now. I don't know. I don't know if that's true, Tom. I don't know.
If he paid $466, the $6,000 goes toward that $466.
And the other thing they're going to say is, okay,
that's built in.
Whoever buys it now is getting his colors, his cabinets, his upgrades. I don't know.
How many square feet is this house?
It's just a little over 1,400 square feet.
Oh, my God.
I know, it's mind-blowing.
Oh, my God. I'm thinking of some big custom. It's 1,400 feet?
1,400 square feet, yes.
Tell me
a little bit over, like 1,480.
Tell me okay, so let's say 1,500. What's the other reason you want out?
When we went in for the orientation walk.
Oh, my God, don't tell me again there was paper on the floor and it wasn't finished. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying the real reason you want out. What's the real reason you want out? That you're willing to walk away from equity. What is the real reason?
There were things that were wrong when we went for the orientation walk.
Tell me what was wrong.
The paint was the wrong color. We paid for upgraded padding on the carpet, and it didn't appear to have that upgraded padding.
Will they make those changes from that's why you do a walkthrough. Did you bring those up to them?
No, because we didn't do the walkthrough because the supervisor that we met with had told us our closing was going to be postponed. So that put us into a whole nother area.
What I'm asking is this, Henry. And again, don't dance around it. I'm asking this. Have you said straight up, I didn't get the padding I paid for, I didn't get the paint I paid for, I didn't get this, I didn't get that, and I want it? Did you say that?
Yes, so I did talk to our sales
And did they say, and you showed them by contract you had that coming, and they said you're not going to get it?
Well, they didn't say I wasn't going to get it. It didn't go that far. I told them I wanted to get out of the contract.
Okay. Now I understand. Okay.
It sounds like that walkthrough or lack thereof just really let a bad taste in his mouth, man.
I suggest, Henry, I suggest you let one of our people try to simply lay out to them that you want what you paid for. You want the upgraded pad, whatever deficiencies you noted, and then have them finish the damn house and move in.
You know what would be
interesting? Put it up for sale.
I was going to say, if you call up Frank Duran, Henry, and I'm not kidding, man, call him up, say, when this is finished, what can you sell it for? And he's going to give you an honest answer. And if the honest answer is over $500,000, you're insane to walk away from $30K.
I know it. I don't know why.
But if he says, $470, then make your decision.
I got to take a break. Here's Henry. Here's what I'm saying. The practicality is, I'm fighting for something that's going to hurt you. You will never be in another home sooner. Do you understand that? If they gave you your money today, you will not be in another house sooner. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand where you're going with this. Do you have such a disdain for them you won't work with them? Let me tell you something. You may not know. Buying a house is complicated, and it never goes perfectly. And there are always issues on walkthroughs. I just think you're frustrated, but you're not thinking clearly. More coming up.
Oh.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
A big delay on the west side right now along westbound I-70. A crash now moved off to the shoulder at Lookout Mountain Road, but damage done to the drive. It's very slow now from C-470 out to Lookout Mountain Road, so do expect delay. I-20.
It's basically anything out of their control. And when you're building an entire neighborhood out, everything is not under their control. Not the plumbers, nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I deal with it all the time, I know.
He was so...
Traffic and weather. I'm Chris McLaughlin.
Hey, with DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
You know, home services like plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains are of vital importance, and that's why I love the way Fix-It 24/7 does business. For any of those areas, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, you can get a licensed, background-checked, insured technician to your home to check out whatever problem you have in those areas. And they'll give you a 100% guaranteed estimate and price for fixing it and a diagnostic. Now listen to this. If you decide not to have the work done, you just paid only $39. But if you do have the work done, they even credit you that, so you do not pay a call charge. That's fixmyhome.com. And they do specialize in replacements of AC and, of course, furnaces, as well as any other home services you need. Fixmyhome.com, 720-526-3939. Ideal Home Loans has the Ideal Cash Buyer Program. Let me tell you something. This is a very competitive market right now for buying homes. Cash offers go to the top, even above pre-approvals and all of that. So here's the deal. Ideal Home Loans will make you a cash buyer. When you come in and apply with them and you have your approved credit, they will go out and put a contract in for cash with you as the ultimate one who will own that home. But they put up their name, and they're a mortgage banker, so they can do that. IdealHomeLoans.com, their cash buyer program. Your offer will go to the top. Now, by the time you get to close, maybe you use your own loan money that you got from Ideal, or Ideal will make sure it closes for cash. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. And, of course, they have all of the best refi options for you as far as your individual circumstances. That's 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Can you imagine an office where you can have all of your complex dental needs taken care of in...
Come on, Henry.
And what kind of loan did he get? Does he have...
Hey, Henry. Hey, what interest rate did they lock you in at, if they locked you in one?
It's for all the Troubleshooter show. Can you hold one?
What is it?
Because we do it without referring you from doctor to doctor, we can get you...
That seems high. When did they do that?
In a fraction of the time of other offices. If you're scared...
Okay, they made you wait till it got closer? I got you. All right, hold on, man, hold on. He said something that scares me even more. He goes, well, we had to buy it down a point. And I said, well, what is it? I'm thinking he's going to say 2.5 at this point. 4.65. And Buddy bought it down a point.
So he's paying another $4,600 to buy the rate down in addition to the 10. He's financing. From what I heard, he's financing 95% of the loan to value. I don't know if it has mortgage insurance. See, if it's a VA loan, FHA loan, or is it a good loan? I mean, there's a lot of money on the back side of this that he could be getting hit with that he doesn't like.
Hey, I want to hang tight, even if we don't come right back to you. Hang tight. I'm trying to get someone else on, okay? Hold on. I want to get Frank up.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly. I don't know. I can't. Oh, there she is. Hey, Tom's leaving at 1. I want to get Frank on. I do want to ask him about that. That Henry, how much that house is worth.
Okay, so they call their online.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
He also, he bought, his interest rate is 4.65 on that. Kurt brought that up.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the John Martino Troubleshooter.
In other
Show.
words,
How can I help
what is
you?
it right now on a 30?
It's going to be about 5.25 to 5.5. So if he doesn't keep this house, it's going to cost him more than the next one.
Yeah. So if he, yeah.
That's another reason.
Yeah. Can you believe, though?
It's not going to get cheaper.
So Clark Farms, Parker,
Right,
the
yeah,
first
hi,
house
I'm
we
Kelly.
ever bought
What's your name?
was about 1,500 square feet, and we paid $108,000 for it. And
Okay,
can you
perfect,
believe
Andy,
it's a
and you have a
$500,000
property
fucking
that you're
dollars
trying
to
to
buy
sell?
something like that now? It's outrageous.
$300 a square foot.
What's the average person's, the age now, Kurt, of the average person's first house purchase? How old are they? Are they 22 or are they 30?
Well, 41% of the business right now is millennials. 40% of the other business is seniors.
What age are they, though?
You're going to be about 40, 45, and your payments are going to be close to $2,800 a month.
So your average customer on a new house.
You got it, Andy. And you know what? We're just
When do
about
people
to
make
have
their first
Frank
house
Duran, our real
purchase,
estate
is what
guy,
I'm
so this is a perfect question
When
to
do
kind
people,
of
like, we bought our
into
first
for
house, I
him.
was 21.
So let me go ahead and
That was
put you
our
on
first
hold,
house.
And,
What is
Mark
the
will be with you
average
as soon
now
as
when
possible,
people
okay?
buy their
Hang on,
first house?
I don't know, but because of
No
what's out there,
problem.
you're dealing in the late 20s.
It's got to be at least, because they simply can't fucking afford it.
No, they don't have the down payment. In the last couple of years, they've been totally pushed out of the market.
Got it. They have.
They can't even get a bid going in.
Yeah, because they have nothing.
They don't have, you need extra cash for the appraisal gaps, in addition to
Win $1,000 to fill your tank. It's Gas Money on 630 KHOW, sponsored by Guy Rees.
Brighten your home and save 10% on Benjamin Moore Paint by joining the Guy Rees Loyalty Program. Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guy Rees, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk. And Frank, I think Frank Duran, Mark, as you said, the realestateman.com, he's the guy to call on this house to see what he can get for it. Don't you think so? And he'll do a free analysis on this house.
We're going to figure it out, man.
He'll just do a free analysis like he does for everyone. 303-920-1622. Are you going to have him on?
I am going to have him on. I'll tell you, you probably know where I'm thinking. I mean, if Henry really wants to walk from this and Frank tells me that he can get me $500 for it, I'll take it from Henry.
I know it. Of course. That's what I'm saying. He's stupid.
Well, he
okay, how else
he
can
might
I put
have
it?
other stuff going on, though, man. Maybe his credit has changed. We don't know. Henry's not telling us everything.
That's what I think. That's why I asked the real reason.
But we still might be able to bail him out of this.
So hold on, Henry. We'll get information. Brian, what's going on with you, Brian? I apologize. We've had such good calls that take a long time. Brian, what's going on with you?
Hey, Tom. I've listened to you for a long time. You and your
man.
team do a great job.
Thank you, man.
What I've got is a project. I've got an exterior patio that has spalled. The top of the concrete has spalled over the years, and I called a lot of people. I heard you talking about Garage Magic earlier.
Now, hold on. That's for coatings. That's for coatings. It doesn't cure all spalling. But if spalling is minor, you can blast the heck out of it, get rid of the loose stuff, and do a coating on top, and it'll kind of make it look uniform. But go ahead. What are you saying about?
Well, I found a company that came up and looked at it, and what they do is they grind it out and they fill in, and it's not badly spalled, but they fill it in, and then they put their coatings on top, which I think is pretty typical of the companies. I had trouble getting people up here and got this quote, and I feel good about them. They've got the product I think that I like, but my question
Have you called the two companies? Have you told the two companies we endorse, like Garage Magic or Garage Kings?
Well, yes, and I don't have notes on it, but I think that they didn't come up to our area. I'm between Boulder and Netherland and the mountains, so I found Garage
that could
Force
be.
of
That
Mountain
could be.
View.
That could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, it's just out of their area. So Garage Force of Mountain View.
Okay, hold on. What's the name of the company?
Garage Force of Mountain View. It's a franchise, and the owner came up and he looked at it and he said they'd grind it out and told me all the right things, and I felt pretty good about the process. And it's just under $8,000, and they want 50% down for the product. So my question is, what should I think about giving them half the money up front? I don't know.
Well, hold on. Hold on, bro. When they deliver the product, I pay it.
Okay.
That's it. Deliver the product, and I'll pay it. I mean, if they just want the money for poops and grins, no. You deliver it, and I'll do it. I'm sorry.
I tend to agree with you. It's a one-day project, so I'll say they come up and they get it done, and I'll just pay them.
Well, you can do that, or you can pay for the materials, as they say, as soon as you see those materials, or you'll even go pick them up. Listen, I'm not going to give them an excuse to hold my money for a couple weeks before they show up. We got to take a break. If you have another question, that's fine, but I think you're in the driver's seat. I'm Tom Martino.
Okay, thanks.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Root Insurance.
Some pockets of heavier traffic. I am seeing that on westbound I-70 approaching Lookout Mountain Road from an earlier crash. I-25 northbound is heavying up from Downing in towards Spear. Now, a couple accidents working as well. Bellevue and Prince, Parker Road northbound at Peoria, Chambers and Colfax. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, highs in the upper 90s today with isolated afternoon storms. Tonight's low 66 and then highs in the 90s for Friday and through the weekend. Currently, it's 94. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Hey there, Colorado. You're probably tired of car insurance ads. At Root, we do car insurance differently. Our app gives you smarter rates where your actual driving is the #1 factor, because we don't need a mascot to save you money. Root, for good drivers. Download the app today. Disclaimers may apply. See root.com for details.
So let's talk about Fuller Law. You heard from John Fuller, I hope, earlier in the show. He is our expert when it comes to accident law and getting injured. Here's the deal. You're going to have a lot of questions, and I urge you to call John Fuller. No matter who you think you want, at least give him a shot to give you the information he has and to notice the difference between big firms and John Fuller, smaller by design. Now, I'm not saying he can't handle your case. Of course he can. In fact, he'll handle all cases where the others tend to favor the big ones. So here's the deal. John Fuller will give you free advice, and then if you hire him, it's on contingency. MyAccidentLawyer.co is his website, 303-597-4500. I urge you to call John Fuller. And remember, he works on contingency. You're not just a number. You'll get his personal cell phone, and you will be #1 for him. So that's what counts. So if you want to be a number, don't be a number with a big firm. Be #1 with John. MyAccidentLawyer.co. Colorado Pain Care has really helped me through my struggle with pain. They have a number of ways of helping. They have short-term solutions that get you out of pain quick, over the hump. They have longer-term solutions. They have a number of different modalities, including physical therapy, which can keep you out of pain, do-it-yourself techniques as well. Whatever you need, Colorado Pain Care can direct your treatment. That's the message. They have several clinics, hours from 7 to 7 for convenient appointments, same-day appointments even available. 303-GOT-PAIN. That's 303-GOT-PAIN. There are so many different retirement plans. Now, obviously, you don't want just one. But Become the Banker is a safe, conservative investment that you can make from the very beginning at a very young age with just a few $100 a month, all the way up to thousands. Here's the deal. You do an account that overfunds your insurance on purpose. The extra money isn't wasted. You'll always get 100% of that money back, whether you get it or your heirs. So what you do is you overfund it. It grows tax-free. And then you follow their plan. It'll always be tax-free. You borrow from it instead of credit cards. Therefore, you become the banker, right? And then when you pay it back as if you're paying back a credit card. And that extra interest you pay goes to you, not the bank. See, you become the banker. And then it grows until you're in retirement, and then you take it out tax-free. Find out more. BecomeTheBanker.org.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Mark?
Well, I'm licensed now in Wyoming.
You don't have to do any in-house for the last hour. We're fine.
Cool.
All right.
Except for Silverleaf.
No, you don't have to do that. I moved it to Friday.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's why it's red there, yeah.
Look at you, not following your own rules, bro.
What do you mean?
Well, look at it. Thursday, silver leaf. It's simply unchecked. It looks like it needs to be done. How would I ever know not to do it?
Because I just told you.
Oh, okay.
That's why I told you.
Smart ass.
So we're going to go back to Henry, and you're going to get somebody on, and then all of that other. Okay, so who should I take now? Probably. And then I want to really get back to Kurt, obviously. But we got a lot of good information now, but we got to get more. We got to just talk about it on an. I'd love to talk about it on an investment property, man. If you have an investment property strong with equity, you can actually use that to buy other homes.
Yeah, that's probably what we're going to do in Louisiana.
Ah.
We're going to look at 5 or 6 homes when we're down there in a week or 2 weeks, whenever it is.
But I didn't wait. I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out.
What's weird is when you're shopping for one and your main purpose of it is to rent it out, because logically you really just don't think that way. You're thinking of it as like, you know, your vacation home, right. But really it's not. It's purely an investment property. But so what I like means nothing. No. What I want is I want to rent that curb appeal.
Right.
And that's it. So
you want to know what the
wait, Mark, you're going to use it, aren't you?
Well, I mean, when we don't have it rented out, we'll use it. But I mean, in general, I'm buying it just for cash flow. I think the area we're looking in, which is right outside of New Orleans, is going to be a lot more valuable in 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
Especially on the water. You really can't get on the water cheap anymore. It's one of the few places you can get what I consider cheap on the water cheap.
But you know what's cool? When people try to stop all that bad stuff from happening. I'm a science fiction author, a feminist.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go to California and get on the water cheap. I mean, I guess there's places in Texas, but who the fuck wants to live in Texas? Although people would say the same about Louisiana, but people do like visiting New Orleans at least once in their lifetime.
Correct.
A law that requires people to stay at least 8 feet away from police officers when taping them on the job. Should Colorado pass that kind of law? And what can we do to be taping the people who are abusing the police and making those tapes public? Join me at 4.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let me go to somebody who's been waiting a long time here, and that is, and we're not done with Henry on Richmond. We're going to work on that. Chris, what's going on with you? You have a question about ISP providers. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, hey, Tom. So currently I am with Xfinity, and CenturyLink has been sending these guys around the neighborhood with this offer, and I just want to kind of get help comparing apples to apples and some terminology to see if
you can, because I have both. I have both of them in 2 houses. Go ahead.
So the CenturyLink deal they're offering for $65 a month, what they call true 1 gig 940 Mbps and a fiber optic line. Is that a thing?
That's awesome.
That is awesome, and I would go. I'm just going to tell you, I have both services. I wouldn't even think about it. The infrastructure of Comcast is old. The infrastructure of Xfinity is old, and I'm telling you, we have more outages than I can count. And CenturyLink is rock solid.
If they're bringing fiber right to your house, and that I assume is fiber, that's a great deal. It's $65.
And how much is and then what's the Comcast you're comparing?
Well, how much does that change to? The other thing is, read those contracts, man. That might be for the first year. Then it's like $300.
Okay. Well, supposedly there's no contract, so.
Okay, listen, that's the same as me, Mark. That's the same as you got me here. Remember when we were during the pandemic?
Yep.
Okay, so what's Comcast offering? Or Xfinity?
So, the Xfinity is, like you said, they have a lot of outages and stuff. I'm paying like $107 a month with them, and I just ran a speed test. It's like 92.
They
Mbps.
suck. They suck. You know what?
Yeah. Is that real?
You guys are so spoiled. I live out in the country, man. I'm lucky to get 40.
I actually drive over to this house when I need to do a lot of heavy uploading and stuff and downloading because CenturyLink makes that much.
You're going to pay to get out of that Comcast deal, though. They have you in some kind of contract, I assure you.
Do they?
I don't know about that.
You know what I hate
don't
about
know.
them, too, Tom? They make you buy crap you never use, like a phone line in cable TV.
I know it. And that cable TV, well, you can do away with the cable TV and just use your apps. That's what I have done now. I did away with all channels and just did their broadband.
But can you really get true 1 gig speed performance? Is that a...
You can, but the other place, if you're connecting to a place like my house, you're only going to get what's faster. My house is 40, so of course not.
Well, what do you mean by connecting to your house, Mark?
I'm saying if he was connecting to my Plex server at my house, the maximum he's going to pull down.
All right, I understand that, but most servers serving the public have some pretty big.
Yeah, but they throttle those down. They're not, unless you're Netflix or something, they're not letting people suck down that quick.
No,
in other words, it doesn't matter.
But you still have the best of both worlds when it is available. I'm Tom Martino. Listen, don't forget, affordable interest mortgages here, theliquidloan.com, 720-895-0500.
Hey, Michael Brown here. I love sleep, except during those summer nights when I wake up hot and sweaty. Thankfully, My Sheets Rock created the regulator sheets that regulate temperature while you sleep, keeping hot sleepers cool. They're also soft and breathable, and that's because they're made of bamboo rayon, which transfers body heat 2 times better than cotton sheets. I've tried them out.
I'll just text him. Does he know your text, your cell phone? Oh, okay. He's probably in a closing then. Let me show you what. So I go back to the curb appeal.
Yep.